Hello. Hi, everyone. This is Lisa bringing you love and light again, coming back today with a new message. Thank you for being here. I feel a lot better today. However, I am still not able to stay on very long because then I'll start coughing. But thank God the worst part of having that viral infection is over because the worst part of it was all of the it's gross mucus being coming up in the chest and throat area, making it hard to breathe. So I got the rest that the doctor told me to, and I feel a lot better. And I took the medication that was given to me. So thank you all for being here. I did do a video yesterday. I'm not sure if everyone had a chance to look at it, but I'm back again today. And the message, and first we'll talk about the topic. The topic is learning to heal and love yourself and how important that is. We're going to talk a lot about that throughout the week, emphasizing the importance of loving yourself because when you start to love on yourself, not in love with yourself but loving on yourself, you're not going you will first start to set boundaries, and after you set those boundaries you will enforce them, and the things that you put up with before, you no longer will put up with those things as you grow in the self-love of yourself and as you start to heal. And I'm talking about this because sometimes in life we don't see things clearly because we've been around people that we've known all of our life, whether it's family, friends, you know associates, etc. And some of these people are people that we look up to, we share our inner thoughts with, you know our private situations with. And then boom, grief happens. We lose a loved one, a significant one that means a lot to us. Maybe we lose more than one, like a domino effect. And those things affect our lives, not just for a short period of time, but forever, because we can't bring back that lost loved one. And there are not enough words to say to a person who is recently lost a loved one and they're going through the trauma of the loss. We just have to tell that person if they need us, we're there. Even if it's to just go for a walk with that person, to listen to them, how they're feeling, let them talk about the loss of the loved one to keep their memory alive, find out how they're doing. It's always important to do a mental check on people to see if they're okay, especially if you haven't heard from them in a long time. That's so important. Do a mental check-in to see if people are okay, because grief will can affect you. It takes a toll on you when you lose someone and you have to bury someone that you love. And especially if it happens unexpectedly. When someone is sick, it's hard enough, that their time is coming. However, but when it happens unexpectedly, it hits you even more so. And when I say it hits you more so, it takes a toll on your mental and physical health. And sometimes people go in hermit mode for a long time. I know I did. It's a lot of work, and sometimes people need more time than others to heal because everyone doesn't heal at the same capacity, at the same time frame. We all are different. So that's important. And it is important to value your alone time. It's so important to value your alone time when you're going through grief, because it's important to have that time so that you can rejuvenate yourself from the loss. Taking time to take care of yourself, go through all the emotions that you need to go through. And sometimes people just need to be alone so that they can gather their thoughts and themselves together. Like I said, it's not easy. Excuse me. It is important to take time to reflect. It's important for me. What helped me a lot, because it was so traumatic, I'll share my experience. um, when I lost my mother and my dog and every, people who were close to me who were just passing away, they were dropping like flies. What happened with me is I went into a state of shock for a while. And the people who I had around me, and I believe I spoke briefly about this in other videos, the people I had around me were not supportive. God will show you who is truly in your space and who's truly supporting you and who's not. And I found that out after all this loss. And the people who I thought who had my back and who was there for me were not there. It was people who were almost like strangers to me. They were not strangers. I knew of them, but they were not close to me. And they came and supported me, the church. And like I said, the people were there during the time of the shutdown, and they had masks on. They brought flowers, they brought food and sympathy cards. We're sorry for your loss. They couldn't come in and everything, but it meant the world to me, because I had felt like at that time my world was falling apart, and family and no one else was really there for me. I was there grieving through this by myself. And I ended up in hospital. I think overnight I was there and then released, because it was just too much loss at one time. And so God was there. I turned to God and I started to pray. And I don't do like rehearsed prayers. I talk to God like I would if my natural father was here, minus the profanities, But I really, really talk, and it's authentic, humbly, authentic, heartfelt, not any fake stuff, real. Going to God, asking Him to help me. I need your help because I can't do this alone. And the more that I did that, the more my relationship with God grew. Because remember, we were in a shutdown for about a year. And the first part of the shutdown, I think the first 6 months, we couldn't do anything but go to the supermarket and back. We couldn't go anyone's home, etc. And during that time, and then the news was on 24/7, etc. And I was in prayer. I started to pray to God, asking Him to help me. And as I did that little by little, in the beginning, I was angry, but the prayers turned from anger. Like I said, different emotions take over. And I started to ask God for help, and He started to answer my prayers. The more that I reached out to Him, the more that God started to answer. And now I have this relationship that I can't even imagine without God in it. And that's where my strength comes from. People have asked me about my strength. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Asked me about my strength. My strength comes from God, because I go to Him for everything now. I don't rely on people, because, it felt like to me, when the most difficult time of my life, where I really needed people, I felt like I was on the Titanic and everybody else got off to safety and left me there to drown. That's how I felt. And my whole perspective on life and people and situations changed forever. As I started the work doing the therapy with the therapist that I could communicate with, little by little, doing these little homework assignments to help me grow, and I started to see clearly. I asked God to give me more spiritual wisdom, and to grow my intuition to see things as they are and not with blinders on. And as I started to see that, I started to, the music and doing the homework, etc. Little by little, I start to get better. We never get over this loss. We are going to miss our loved ones forever. However, we can get through it. And God helped me to get through it, because it was very difficult going through these things alone. And then when my dog died, it was just, oh my goodness. And little by little, God brought me through it. And now I know I can get through anything with God because He does answer my prayers. He will answer you if you come to Him sincerely, authentically, honestly, and humbly asking Him to help you. And it may not feel like your prayers are getting answered right away. Everything takes time. He will hear you. You just keep going, persevering through everything. Little steps. Even if you got up and you read something or just went outside to take a walk, that's a step, you know. That each step helps. One day at a time, one brick at a time. That's how you build. Nothing venture is nothing gain. You know, the little steps, reward yourself for it. Pat yourself on the back and learn to love yourself little by little. The good you do, don't be hard on yourself because it's traumatic. It's a huge loss and it takes a toll on your body, mind, and spirit. And it takes time to build that back up. So don't rush the process. Just one day at a time. Things that make you feel good, music, taking a walk out in nature. If you have a dog, take the dog out. Go to the beach for a walk, even if it's for an hour, a half an hour. Get out, do little by little, and eventually you start to feel better. And and I'm talking from experience. I'm not a therapist, as I always say in all of my videos. I am not a therapist. I am not certified. I'm talking about what helped me to get through the worst time of my life, and I persevered through it. Even situations coming against me now, people who are in my life who are phony and fake, and I had to set boundaries, and when boundaries were crossed, I had to cut off, block, and delete. That was hard for me because these are people I looked up to, people I trusted, and I had to cut it off because self-love, when you start to love on yourself, you're not going to tolerate a lot of drama and negativity, especially after going through these losses. Life is too short for it. And if people don't respect those boundaries, then I just emphasize it once again. And then after that, I cut off, block, and delete. And there's no reconciling. And everything that I'm showing you or talking about here today, it's real, it's authentic. There's no fakeness with me and everything I've gone through. And it's like God has helped me through it. There's no other way that I would have gotten through it without Him. And my prayers, I do this every day, asking God, and He has built me up and building me up. And now that I'm building up, like I said, I will never get over the loss of my mother, but I've gotten through it, and I have my moments of depression and crying, etc. However, now that I've gotten through the most difficult part of it, I am here to help others, paying it forward, helping somebody else, because there's somebody out there who's somewhere in a corner grieving and hurting real bad from losses, and they don't have anywhere to turn. And please share this video with them because someone needs to hear and see this message. And this is why it's important for me to show up here on this channel to help other people and help them to know and understand that they can get through this process little by little, but as long as they persevere and continue, even if it's one step, they can get through this. I promise you that. Please continue to watch these videos, share, like, and share it, especially to help other people. Now, I've been talking a lot about a seminar next month. In order for me to have that seminar, people have to send me an email, RSVP, to let me know that they're going to show up for this seminar. Because if a lot of people are not going to show up, then I'm not going to have the seminar. And I need to know, and it's important that people RSVP because I provide refreshments, and I need to know how much refreshments to provide by the number of people that indicate that they're going to show up. So if you're interested, please send me an email, Lisa, Lisa Vaughn, V as in Victor, AUGHN 410 at gmail.com. Lisa Vaughn 410 at gmail.com. Okay? And please don't send me any message about anything else, only about the upcoming seminar, because then once you tell me that you're interested and you want to show up, I will send you the information. I will email you the information with all the details. Thank you for listening. Please share this with others because people need to be uplifted in this time of despair and depression and things going on. We need to help others. Pay it forward by sharing this video. Thank you for listening. This is Lisa sharing love and light. Thank you for being here, and I'll be back again with another message this week. Thank you for listening. Have a great day, everybody. Stay blessed.